Hello everyone, welcome to the next installment of my Docker tutorial series. In this video we are going to learn about Docker volumes, which is the recommended way to store persistent data on our containers. In this video, we will understand the concepts of Docker volume, we will see the various use cases, and we will also see Docker volume in action. The timestamp of the various sections are mentioned in the description of the video. So till now we have seen the bind mounts, which were used to bind a folder of the host file system with a location inside a container. Both the host and the container will be able to make the changes on the shared files. The container becomes highly coupled with the host file system, and it doesn't seem to be a good idea. So another approach here can be using the Docker volumes, where we ask Docker to allocate storage area to us. The storage area can be allocated on the local machine if we are using the local driver. If we use driver of the AWS or GCP, the respective storage will be allotted to us. Now this storage area will be managed by Docker, and we can interact with it using the Docker volume subcommands. Now if the container using the volume is removed, the volume will still exist and will be managed by the Docker. Now if another container that is trying to use that volume comes up, that will be able to make the use of the existing volume. Now let's have a look at the use cases of the Docker volume. We can use it for the storage of the database. We can also use it to store the static content of the web application. Now let's see what we are going to do in our demo. I will create a new Docker volume and I will store some data in this Docker volume using the MySQL application. So I will run a container running the MySQL and bind the volume with the container, and after that I will write something in the MySQL container. After doing that, I will delete the MySQL container, and in order to make the use of this Docker volume, I will create a new MySQL container and will connect it to the existing Docker volume, and we'll see whether the changes done by the previous container are still existing or not. In order to interact with Docker volumes, we use Docker volume subcommands. We use Docker volume ls to get the list of all the Docker volumes. We can create a new volume using the Docker volume create command. Let's try to create a new volume named MySQL_data. So we will use the command Docker volume create MySQL_data. If we are not specifying any driver here, the local driver will be picked by default. That is, the storage will be allotted to us on the local machine of the host. So we will go ahead and run the command, and the command is successfully executed. Now we can run Docker volume ls, and we can see that MySQL_data volume has been created here. We can get more details about our volume using the Docker volume inspect command. So if we run the command, we will get all the details of our Docker volume named MySQL_data. So now let's go ahead and use our volume. So I'm going to use this volume for storing the data of MySQL database. I will create a instance or a container of MySQL database and will bind that container to use this Docker volume. So I'm going to use Docker run command with following parameters: --volume for specifying the binding of MySQL data with the default storage of the MySQL database, that is where live MySQL. And after that I will specify the port binding, and -e for specifying the environment variable, and this environment variable is used to set the password of the root user. After that I will specify the platform flag. This is specific to my local machine. You may or may not have to use this flag. And at last I am specifying the name of the image. And if I go ahead and run the command, I can see the container ID printed over here. Now if I go and run docker ps, I can see all the details of the container. I can see the port binding and all the details specific to our container. Now we can go ahead and connect to our container. So I'm going to use MySQL CLI to connect to our database. So I'm going to run MySQL-h localhost, specifying the root user, and -p for the password. I will enter the password. We are on the MySQL CLI now. I will run show databases to get the list of all the available databases. I can create a new database using the create database command. So I will use create database and the name of database is testdb. And now I will check my changes. So I will run show databases again and I can see testdb is created here. Now I will go to the main prompt. Now I will go ahead and remove this container in order to make the use of Docker volume used by this container. So I will remove this container. The container has been removed, but the Docker volume used by this container is still existing and managed by the Docker. So if I go ahead and run another container that will be using the same volume, so I will use docker run mentioning the same volume name, and if I go ahead and run this command, I will check whether the container is running using a docker ps. Here we can see the container is up and running. Now I will go ahead and connect to the MySQL client, and on the MySQL command I will run show databases to see the list of databases. Here I can see the testdb is listing here that was created using the previous container. So in this way we shared data between the two containers in a much easier way.